review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading, and today is December 23rd, 2024, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, we're watching the U.S. markets rebound partially. But first, looking at today's major economic events, 3:30 South African time. Out of Canada, we have a GDP, gross domestic product number, coming out. Now looking at the market, starting out with the Forex symbols, the US dollar continues to show strength across the board. And as we shift over to the indices, it's the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ that made that rebound. We also got a bounce for commodities in oil and gold. Now shifting over to the stocks, it's NVIDIA that gets the biggest bounce, Tesla actually trading lower. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin on the bottom of its range. So let's take over the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So I'm going to preface this by saying, obviously, this week between Christmas and New Year's is probably the lightest trading week of the year, mostly because of what's happening in the markets. Most of the Northern Hemisphere is off on vacation or some sort of holiday. So keep that in mind, okay? You don't want to push it too far this week, okay? So we're going to start out with the Euro USD. The dollar relatively still very strong versus the Euro USD, although we did get a bounce here to 104.18. The GBP USD also got a bit of a bounce here at 25.80-ish level, okay, but it is still testing its lower limit. If we shift over to Canadian dollar, also got a little bit stronger, the Canadian dollar, but nothing to really write home about for all intents and purposes. If we look at a weekly chart, we're still at our yearly low versus the dollar. And if you look at, obviously, the Turkish lira making new lows, okay, that's nothing new, but the Australian dollar was the other one that was very weak versus the dollar, and that has continued as well. So the dollar still maintaining its strength going into the holiday season. Now looking at the commodities, gold got a little bit of a bounce here to 26.29 from 25.80-ish level. Okay, it's not a big deal, but it's a decent move for gold. And we are in choppy oil. Okay, choppy oil means that we've been in this choppiness for quite some time. We're just shy of $70 a barrel. Nothing really doing and nothing jumping out here. Now looking at the U.S. markets is where it gets very interesting. Okay, we made a double bottom last week on the Dow Jones. We got a vertical move, which is a partial rebound. Okay, we didn't make back all that real estate that we lost from our highs. Okay, but we did get to this topish level. Okay, looking at the NASDAQ as well. Question is whether or not this is going to be a dead cat bounce. We're going to test our lows again, or this is actually some sort of, restart to a nice trend upwards. Okay, that has yet to be seen. Okay, because if we look at the individual stocks, not everything is strong and not everything is weak. NVIDIA did get a little bit of a bounce here to 132, so it slowed down some of this downwards momentum-ish level. Okay, and now is just sideways trading, I guess you could call it. AMD showing some tremendous weakness here. Okay, we are looking at a daily chart and showing some new yearly lows? Is that what the case is here? Yeah, almost new yearly lows. Okay, so AMD showing some weakness here. Okay, now what other stocks are? Netflix was the one that was a high flyer, continued making new highs. Okay, just shy of its highs. Amazon also just shy of its highs. Google also shy of its highs. Tesla did retrace. And we're looking here first on a weekly chart, and we're going to scroll out into a 4-hour chart. Yes, it did retrace even further, okay, to 439. That's significant, okay, so keep that in mind. And that has made an about face. Microsoft also making an about face as that lost some of its momentum from its upwards move. Okay, now looking at Bitcoin, it's the last one, 95,822, just shy of its supportish level, bouncing off of it this morning. Okay, so just keep an eye on it, all right? It's not jumping out at me. There's nothing really saying buy me here, but it is at the bottom of its range going into the holiday season also, so we may get a bounce, okay, if there's going to be a Christmas Day rally or post-Christmas Day rally or going in today to tomorrow, okay, that might still happen as well. So keep that in mind. But again, it's lighter than expected volume, so don't push it too far. This is Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.